Out here, folks, mile after mile of mall after. That's all you've got here, folks. Mile after mile of mall after mall. America the Beautiful, one big transcontinental commercial cesspool. Consumption. It's the new national pastime. Fuck baseball. It's consumption. The only true, lasting American value that's left. Buying things. Buying things. People spending money they don't have on things they don't need. Money they don't have on things they don't need.
Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Rakak Kodash, and the honors to the apostles and others great Muslims. Salutations to the hopeful elect. This is your brother Haim Allah from GMS Chicago, and coming back with you with another lesson. And basically, what I just showed, basically what I'm going to go into is that Esau, all right. He wants you people, alright, he wants you Jakes in a slave mentality. He wants to keep you on the hamster wheel. He wants to keep you on that rat race, alright? And what I just showed you in that video, alright, is an example of what we see here in America, particularly today, alright? Because America is nothing but consumerism, right? It's nothing but consumption, as what the man was saying. All right, and then here in America, all right, what Esau has done, all right, you know, he sets up businesses, all right, he puts concrete on the floor, all right, he places up big buildings and shit, he removes nature, all right, he destroys forest preserves, all right, he takes away the animals' natural habitats, all right. And you know, you look at today's society, all right, you drive down the block or miles after miles, as what the man was saying, right, you just see nothing but consumption, all right. And this is what basically what Esau has done, all right. And hey, you know, this world, it needs new management, all right. And you know, you look around America, all right, you can see how destroyed our people are because of what Esau has pushed forth, all right, and what Esau has done, all right, it already has a lot of our people in their consumption or, you know, slave mindset, all right. They have a slave mentality, all right. You know, they think like a slave, you know, they act like slaves, all right. You know, they think that God is gain is. So like, I'm gonna bring it out. Yeah. 1 Timothy 6 and 5 perverse disputings of men of corrupt minds and destitute of truth, supposing that gain is godliness. From such withdraw thyself. And that's what Esau has done. All right, you know, the gift destroyeth the heart. All right, these people, they were given that slave mentality from Esau, and so what? You know, our people worship money. All right, of course, you know, we're in captivity. All right, you know, money is defense, but wisdom delivers us out of all situations. All right, of course, you know, we gotta work in order to survive. We gotta work in order to eat. All right, but I'm saying that you know, you look at here in today's society. All right, it's all fucked up because, you know, our people think that gain is literally godliness. All right, so they have a consumer mindset. All right, they want more. They need more things that they don't really need. All right. And, you know, you look at our people here in today's society. Of course, we know we're under the curses, all right? You know, our oppressors are ruling on us. You know, miles at their mouths, all right? Liquor shops at every fucking corner, all right? That's basically destroying the hell out of our people, all right, keeping our people in that rat race, keeping our people in that slave mentality, that hamster wheel, all right. Even when you go into the city, all right, it's nothing but consumption. You just see nothing but buildings, concrete, all right, stores everywhere, all right, liquor shops at almost every corner. All right, all these people, they're just, of course, there's, we're in captivity, all right, but, but really, there's a balance according to the scriptures, all right. The reason why, all right, a lot of us, feel all fucked up and shit is because we see nothing but consumption, all right. We see nothing but stores, all right, nothing but concrete. Not realizing that, hey man, you really need to actually go touch grass, all right. And speaking to myself first and foremost, all right. Hey man, in order to feel, healthy in your mind again, in order to have, all right, you do preserve. Yeah, all right, take a step out, because everybody's mindset is that rat race, or is that hamster wheel, which Esau wants you to be in, all right. That money chasing mindset, and it's like a prison, all right. They just or people just don't know about it, all right. Or people are just all fucked up, all right. That the fact that they don't know how to get rid of the depression, when really all what they need is, take a walk to a forest preserve, or really touch grass, really explore, all right. And then one of my own personal testimonies, all right, I had a friend, all right, he was in the world, but of course he was screwed up with money, all right. He didn't have that kind of money, all right. But hey, I'll tell you this, all right. Us in this truth, all right. We ain't missing out on anything. And surely, all right, my friend that has passed away, all right, he sure did not miss out on anything, because what? All right, this Esau's kingdom is going down. All right, we're about to be in rulership real soon. All right. But what that was saying is that I looked at my friend's behavior. All right. Of course he was depressed, he was sad and shit. But I could see how, through his example, all right, he'll always love to explore. All right, he'll go hit up a beach. All right, he'll go to a beach. He'll sit by the rocks and just look up in the skies and shit. And then, and that right there is an example of how he's trying to cope with his mind in order to, obtain a good mental health. All right, he loved to explore. All right, he was adventurous. All right, he really liked to go touch grass. All right, he was really, trying to, step foot outside and just really, trying to breathe. All right. And I'm just looking back, thinking about it, and the reason why a lot of us are all like sad as fuck and depressed is because we're missing out on we're missing out on nature, right? And I was watching a brother's video last night. He was basically saying that humans, all right, we were made to move around, all right. We were made to move around, all right. And what happens if you don't move around? All right, you become stagnant, all right. You tend to eat junk. You tend to sleep in more. And you start gaining weight. You get diseases. or you start having all kinds of variety of health problems, and hey, that shit ain't good. All right, and that's demons basically fucking with you. All right, but I'm saying is that you know everything has to be done in a balance. All right, of course, uh, there's this ministry that comes first, but hey, everything has to be done in a balance. All right, you gotta go outside and really touch grass. All right, cause hey, you taking a walk at a forest preserve or so or such. All right, that's therapeutic. All right, that's real therapeutic for your spirit. All right, and you have a lot of these people. All right, they're pushing out that money mentality. Oh yeah, go get some money and all this other bull crap. Right, but what about your own mental? What about your own mental state? All right, your own mental health. All right. Of the rat race. Right? Really, Jake's still trying to make it on this side, but hey, Babylon is crumbling, and they're still running the rat race. All right. Gas prices hasn't went down yet either. Our people are still running on that rat race. And you see, Esau he has gotten our people so fucked up out here. All right, this earth really does need new management because look, you got, you have some forest preserves in your neighborhoods and so, right? You see deer here and there, but it's not like that anymore because what, Esau built large ass fucking buildings, right? He removed natural habitats that these animals be dwelling in, and now all you got is just nothing but Rome 2.0, all right? Buildings everywhere, consumption, all right? Stores in every block. No natural habitats where there's forest preserves or or any nature at all around your neighborhood, all right? Just nothing but full on concrete and buildings and consumerism, right? Consumption. People depressed. A lot of our people, Jake, you go into them hoods, right? You look at them, all right, they be bugging out. They be looking down and shit. A lot of them are sad, all right? And this devil, he has really done fucked our people up, all right? Our people are messed up out here, man, because of this devil. Jeremiah 12, and I'm going to start with 4. How long shall the land mourn, and the herbs of every field wither, for the wickedness of them that dwell therein? The beasts are consumed, and the birds, because they said, he shall not see our last end. And hey, this is what Esau basically is doing. All right, he's destroying the earth. All right, he's fucking up the land. All right, he's spraying chemicals in there. All right, trees are dying and shit. All right, you don't used to. All right. And it's all because of this devil, right? And a lot of these beasts are consumed because of this devil. You don't see as many animals as you do back in the day, all right? Because you look at Esau, right? He has removed all of that. And now, the earth is really just out of course. Psalms 82:5. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. And that's right. The earth is really out of course. Or you got, shit ton of buildings. Or nothing but consumption around you. Alright, everything is off. The air is all polluted and shit because of Esau. Alright? These animals, these birds in particular, they just fall from the sky and die that instantly because of this devil, man. Alright, the so-called white man that's fucking up everything. Alright, you look at our women, alright, they have a fucked up mentality now because of this devil. Alright? This devil, alright, basically gave these women so much power to the point where, Esau starts separating the families and shit, and he has put the woman over the head over the man, which is way off because, hey man, these women are not fit to rule. Alright? These women shouldn't even be in any level of authority according to the Bible. Alright? Because according to the Bible, right, the head over the woman is the man. Alright? It says, verse 6, I have said, ye are gods, and all you are the children of the Most High, but ye shall die like men, and fall like one of the princes. And that's right, we're still in captivity, alright? But yeah, it says ye are gods, and yeah, we are gods, alright? It says, and all of you are the children of the Most High, but ye shall die like men. And us, alright, we're supposed to be kings. Alright, back in the ancient world, alright, we were kings. Alright, we have multiple wives we have concubines, alright? And of course all that is gonna return back to us, alright, as we see this devil falling from his throne. Alright? But hey, the Lord has really, humbled us, alright? Of course, by using Esau, alright? But real soon, alright, it's not going to be like that anymore. The Lord is going to take Esau out of power, alright? Revelations 11 and 18. And the nations were angry, and the wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, that those should give reward unto their servants the prophets, and to them, and to the saints, and them that fear their name, small and great, and should destroy them which destroyed the earth. And yeah, that's what the Lord is about to do. Alright? He's about to give, the reward unto his servants, the prophets, right, and to his saints, which is Israel. Alright? And hey, the Lord is going to give us the power to destroy them that destroy the earth. And who's the one that is destroying this earth currently? Alright, it's Esau. Alright, the so-called white man. Alright? He's spraying chemicals in the air. Alright, he's polluting the water. He's polluting, he's defiling the food. Alright? He's defiling these animals. Alright, the basis of man is in rulership, and he's fucking up the entire earth. Alright? This is a so-called white man that is in rulership today, man. The basis of man. Alright? A fucking asshole that is in rulership today that basically needs to be replaced. Alright? Proverbs 25:4. Take away the dross from the silver, and there shall come forth a vessel for the finer. Take away the wicked from before the king, and his throne shall be established in righteousness. And that's right. That's what's about to happen. All right. The dross basically going into impurities and basically being taken away from the silver. All right. Same thing is going to happen in Esau's rulership. Right. Esau, the wicked, he's about to be taken out of the throne. All right. When Yahweh comes back. All right. It says, and his throne shall be established in righteousness. Right? It says, take away the wicked from before the king, and his throne shall be established in righteousness. You see? And our kingdom is going to be an everlasting kingdom. You ain't got to worry about Esau, all right, being the pedophile on the block, trying to snatch up your children. Right? You ain't got to worry about, Esau spraying your skies anymore. Right? You ain't got to worry about Esau trying to pollute this earth anymore, right? Or even trying to destroy it, because by then, when Yahushua comes back, all right, the Lord is about to establish a righteous rulership, an everlasting kingdom wherein dwelleth righteousness. All right, and it's gonna be everlasting. And hey, Esau, he's gonna basically be the tail. All right, and we're gonna be the head. All right, things are about to really flip. All right, for the good. All right, because Esau needs a real whipping. All right, because Esau has. Hey man, Esau in him, he has a lot to pay for, man. Alright? He has a lot to pay for. Alright, that's why, in the scriptures it says reward even unto her double. Alright? And Esau is about to receive double the amount of punishment because of what he has done, especially touching the apple of the Lord's eye, which is Israel. Alright, we are the apple of the Lord's eye. Alright? But with that, I hope this lesson was edifying. I give all praises, honor, and glories to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, and Shalom.